Hey you guys, it's Danny. Today we are doing hashtag deck crush. So down below in the description box, you will see the we. I will have links to Dawn Michelle's video, Boho Tarot, Marlena of Marlena Teresa, Lisa of Lisa Papez, and of course myself, Danny of Danny Mystic, in case you've stumbled here by accident. Down below is going to be the links to everyone else's video, as well as the prompts and, as usual, any links to the decks that I have. But Dawn Michelle and Marlena had created this tag and asked Lisa and I to join, and we were absolutely thrilled. This is such a fun tag. I hope you guys enjoy. We are going to dive right in because this took me a hot minute to figure out some of my choices. I was like back and forth and switching them out at the last second. Like, it took some thinking. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. So we're going to start with the Fling. So the Fling is a deck with which you had a short period of wild times. And so for me, that is the Curious Tarot. I'm sorry, the Curious Travels Tarot. Please forgive me. I'm trying to make sure that it focuses, but my setup today to try to get a better picture quality for you guys, I can't tell as much. I don't know. Maybe this won't work out, but we're gonna try anyway. So Curious Travels is the Fling. So this has been like a short period of wild times because I just started working with this deck. This is new to my collection, and I haven't had it for a very long time, but I pulled it out. I used it for myself. I used it for a few clients. Look at that gold. Can y'all see that gold? I want to say it's foiling, but it's not. It's matte gold. I want to say inlay. It's not that either. I don't know. It's like a really interesting, like, I guess it's got to be some type of foil, but it's not like shiny. It's matte. Look at how creepy this card is. I love it. Anyway, it's beautiful. And I have been thoroughly enjoying reading for myself and for others with this deck. It has been so fun. I feel like I'm all over the place because I'm like trying to see and trying to show. We're going to work through it. We're going to get this. But anyway, this has been, it's got such cool images, you guys. And we've been having fun. But I feel like I'm still getting to know this deck as of right now. I'm jazzed about it. But I feel like we're still in that honeymoon stage. This is the Fling. We're just like vibing right now. We're vibing. So this is my Fling. Up next is Puppy Love. So Puppy Love is a deck with which you were infatuated but couldn't make a long-term commitment to. For me, like most collaborative decks, I can't do long-term. I try. And this one I was thoroughly infatuated with. I really tried to deconstruct some of what my brain wants to see. But alas, no long-term commitment for me. I don't think we're quite meant to be, but I absolutely was and still am infatuated with the art of this deck. And that is Fat Folks Tarot. I mean, what can I say? It's a beautiful, fun deck. Look at this. I love him. There are quite a few styles though, and I can't quite do it. Can't quite do it. And there's something about motorcycles, y'all. I think that's what it is. It's like motorcycles. Modern things that sometimes I just have trouble with. I don't know why. I'm trying to flip through a couple of different types of images for you guys. My favorite card. My favorite card. Oh, yeah, there we go. Very, very different, these few. But yeah, I feel like this is so well done and it's so beautiful, and I really, really tried to kind of look past all the different art and kind of use it for maybe daily pulls or things like that, but ultimately it's just not meant to be. Now, they just finished doing a second edition. I think that's going to be it, though. I'm going to have the information. I'll look it up when I'm going to put the stuff, the links and stuff in the description box below. But I want to say the Kickstarter is over, so I'm not sure how easy it'll be to get your hands on this one. Okay. Up next, Friends with Benefits. I knew exactly what this deck was going to be. So Friends with Benefits is a deck that you care about, but sometimes get extremely passionate for. And this is a deck that is so outside of my wheelhouse, but like, I love it. I keep it on my shelf, in my box with all my bags in it. And like, it's fine. But then I'll pull it out for a specific reading and I become infatuated, right? Like, I have a deep love for this deck for what it is. And that is the Zekes Arcana. This is so outside my wheelhouse. It is bright pink. It is like Lisa Frank colors. It is starseed energy, which is not something, and I'm saying that it's starseed energy. It feels that way to me because it feels otherworldly. It feels alien. It feels a little Hellraiser at times. And so I call it a starseed deck because it's a very different realm than the realms that I'm used to working with, which are a little darker and deeper. So starseed energy for me feels a little brighter. It feels otherworldly. It feels in space and in the sky. And this deck really does that. But when I need it, like, or when clients need it, I get so freaking pumped. Like, I wish I could, like, share the excitement that I have for this deck with you guys, because it is exactly what I need when I need it. Because everything is sort of like in the clouds, in the sky. You can see a lot of, like, look at this ombre. I'm gonna cover my face just in case. And it is a limited palette, even though it's very bright. It's basically your pinks, purples, and teals. That's kind of the long and short of it. Of course, there's, you know, variations on those tones, but they stay in that color family, with a bit of gold popped out. But I mean, look at this. It's like an alien world, just like waiting to be touched. And so I used it the other day for myself and for some clients. And so it was fresh in my mind when I read that. I was like, I got her. I know it. I know it. It's the Zekes Arcana. Because this vibe is not, it's not an everyday thing. It's not something that I pull out often. But when I pull it out, it's like I fall in love with it all over again. Let's get some other fun ones. Look at this one. And like, look at the trees. Almost look like they're drippy. Ugh. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my God. Okay. So that is my Friends with Benefits. Up next is Love at First Sight, which is pretty self-explanatory, but one of those decks that you loved from the very start, the moment you got your hands on it. Revival art. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew this was coming. Come on. Revival art, I loved at first sight because I am a sucker for this style of artwork. I'm one of those people who could go to a museum and I will seek these out, like revival art, Renaissance art, portraiture. Like, I love this artwork. It speaks to me. Everything was so expressive. that I feel like each card has its own story. You meet new characters, and I know, like, just, I don't know. It's like, it's hard to describe. I know you can say that and do that with just about any tarot deck, but not all of them have this same feeling. Sometimes it's just situations on a page. This deck for me are characters within the situation on the card, on the page, whatever. It's like you can pathwork with it. You can see their life, where they are, what they're doing, and with their faces, what they're feeling. I mean, look at this one. Like, you can forever read into that. It was love at first sight. No denying that for me. And, I mean, if you've watched my channel ever, you know that about me. You definitely know that about me. The second edition is just as good, but I didn't fall in love with it like I did the first one. This one was definitely at first sight. Like, the first time I saw pictures. Matter of fact, I think the first time I saw it was on Dustin's channel, which is Modern Metaphysicae. He's part of Three Fat Readers. If y'all don't follow Three Fat Readers, you totally should. Anyway, but I want to say it was his video, and I stopped immediately and went and bought it. I was like, I'm done. This is mine. Like, at first sight. Okay, so next is a One Night Stand. A deck that you tried out but moved on almost immediately. Sometimes you still think about this deck. For me, it's this one. It is the Baroque Bohemian Cats Tarot. It was an immediate pass for me. And I love the idea. Like, I think I put this one back in order, by the way. Like, I want to be that girl. Look at the backs. The backs are fantastic. I don't know why I love these backs. Maybe because it looks very medieval. Kind of that Baroque. Oh my gosh, my little niece is playing outside. If you hear her little squeals of joy or frustration, because she's, oh my god, she's a trip. You might hear her for a bit. These are the freaking cutest. Like, I want to be that girl. I want to, like, was it Candy at Candy Soul and Soil? That was like my fantasy self. My fantasy self loves this deck. My fantasy self uses cat decks all the time. My fantasy self wants this so bad. But I immediately move on from it. You know, like it said, I was just like, I know I'm not going to use it. But I think about it. Like, I think about it all the time. And I mean, obviously, I still have it. So I'm obviously still thinking about it. I hope it's not annoying that I keep looking down and you guys are up here. But, like, this is one of those decks, like, I don't even think I would pull it out. Well, I know I won't because I haven't. Like, pull it out for myself. But, like, I think it would be fun to do on, like, I don't know, like, for the members, so for the Mystic fam, you know, like, using this for live readings. I think that would be fun. It would be really fun, but, like, I don't know. It's like I don't do enough of that to, and I'm, like, trying to justify this. There is no, I mean, it's a tarot deck. There is no justification. But I think the point is like, I don't think there's any other time I would reach for it. Because it's cute as shit. It's so cute. And I think about it. I do. I think about it all the time. This almost looks like my Sammy boy. But I don't know. I mean, it's still here. We'll never say never, but we was a one night stand. Up next is We're on a Break. So this is a deck that you're separated from for any reason. So I am separated from this deck right now because I am in the process of doing some deeper studies with a couple of other decks. And so until I'm done with those, this one I wanted to put on the back burner because I want to really dive into this deck. I want to read the whole guidebook and kind of flow through the story of each suit. And that is the Forest of Enchantment. That's right, huh? The Forest of Enchantment Tarot, but the book says, because I never say it right, the Forest of Enchantment. Yeah, the Forest of Enchantment. See right here, it's like the Enchanted Forest, but it's called the Forest of Enchantment. Anyway, it's got a fantastic guidebook. These are like literally just the, okay. Like look at that. It's a chunker. And so I really want to read through it. And I started it, but then I stopped. I got distracted. But this year I'm doing a lot of deck studies. So I have this on my list, but we're kind of broken up now. We're on a break, but we're not broken, okay? Because I feel like this has so much to do. And I am on a Wildwood. Like Wildwood is one that I am studying this year. And so I feel like getting the seriousness of the Wildwood and then flowing into something like this would really work. Just because I feel like the Wildwood is like the serious Forest of Enchantment. This has a little more storybook element and look and feel to it, where it's like you get the nitty gritty with the Wildwood, and then you can go into stories and tales with this one. Like, I don't know why it feels like their energy is very shared. They seem to share the same springtime feel in some aspects. Now, the Wildwood for me is definitely an all year, but I feel like their springtimes vibe. I love this depiction. Love it. So yeah, we're on a break, but we're not broken. Tell me that doesn't look like hobbits. I'm just saying. It's got such a beautiful storybook feel. I really want to take my time with this deck. And I don't have many that I do that, you know, that I just want to, oh, that was my crystal that goes along with this deck. And I forgot that it was at the bottom. Because I have this adorable pouch that fits the booklet, but I have my stone that goes with it. And so, boop, all in here. And so yeah, that is, we're on a break. Up next is Marriage Material, a deck that has proven its value to you. This deck, I swear, every time I take it out, every time I use it, it proves its value to me. And that is Volatile. I love this deck so much, especially because like these are the extra cards. I have the expansion pack. I was able to create my own deck with the expansion pack. I went through that whole thing. I'll link that video somewhere in the cards. But every time I pull it out, it just, I don't know, its value almost increases every time I pull this deck out. Watch that glare. That glare coming up. This deck is beautiful though. Oh. And I feel like this deck is marriage material. I mean, it is magic. It does feel very magical because of the alchemical elements of it. But I feel like this one is marriage material because there's flow to it. Like you can mix and match almost with certain things and certain ideas because of the expansion pack. And then it has a suit of vessels which you can use or remove. It's like very versatile. It's very engaging. It's older style art, but with like a modern twist. So it's still relatable, I guess. it's classic and relatable. You know, we have classical images that sometimes have like tattoos on them. You know what I mean? But the suit of vessels brings like just an added layer. Oh, look at this star. The images are chef's kiss. I could go on forever. I could go on forever and ever. We could do a total flip through of this. I love this. I want to use this deck. I want it around. And when I don't, then I still want it near. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I feel like is that kind of marriage material. Like, it's proven its worth. It's not going anywhere. It's so beautiful. It's got a really cool Peggy bag. Last but not least, Happily Ever After. So this one I kind of cheated. Because I did all tarot for this, which was just my decision. You could do whatever you want. But I was like, I want to try to do all tarot. But there is one, that Happily Ever After, which is your true love in a deck, that I cannot deny. Like, you could take every other oracle away from me. You could. You could. I need this one. If I could only have one. And everybody's gonna eye roll because I talk about it all the time. Can y'all guess what it is before I even pull it up? Did you cheat though? Did you cheat and look in the description first? Don't cheat. Don't cheat. But I know you're gonna guess. It's the fairies. Of course it's the fairies. Y'all. True love. For the art. Let me come. This is driving me wild. Sorry, the lighting is having a hard time, so I'm just gonna hold this one over here. This is one I really noticed. I hope the other ones are okay, but look at that. It's just terrible. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Fairies Tarot. Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. When I want to work with Fae, when I want to work with this type of energy, when I want to get grounded and earthy and I don't know, this is the type of world that I often go to when I want that kind of nitty gritty punch in the gut, maybe, because I feel like as depicted in these cards and with the energy that Brian Froud usually gives to his fairies and pixies and this realm, it's exactly what I need, because they're not bright and cute and fun all the time. They carry a weight to them, and it reminds me of that real Fae energy where they look beautiful, but they can be very, very scary sometimes. Because this energy is something that you think you understand and you think you can walk into and be okay, that you're going to be the person that's going to be immune to this kind of Fae energy. I don't know. It encapsulates that whole vibe for me. I'm passionate about this deck, obviously. I will say, oh my god, they're moving trash cans. It's so loud. I will say that edging this deck, though, will save it, because my outsides were all damn. I mean, there's still, I could probably do this again. I don't know if y'all can see all of the scuff marks that are on here, but it did kind of hide some of that and kind of give some sturdiness to this. Okay, so along with this, my Happily Ever After, my last actual tarot to end this off is, I guess, another pretty obvious one. And that's Mystic Masters. God dog it. I always want to go the opposite way. I'm trying, y'all. I don't know why it's tripping me up so much at the end. I guess because I'm just noticing the glare on it. But anyway, Mystic Masters, my one true love. It is my true love because my blood, sweat, and tears went into this. My hand painted the images. It took me, you know, years from conception to finding the art to printing the art to coloring the art, adding textures, adding colors, writing the guidebook, doing the second edition, which is like digital stuff. Like, me and this deck have been through it. Me and these images have been through it. And so this is my happily ever after. I have my Mystic Masters and it'll always be with me. Always. Because even if someone took my deck, if they took my deck, it would still be in my head. And I have the original pieces. which helps. But no, I mean, it's Mystic Masters. It's a part of me. This is my happily ever after. I wouldn't have made it if I wouldn't have been so passionate about it. And I like to think that most deck creators feel the same way. So yeah, me and Mystic Masters, we are happily ever after. So thanks again. I will see you guys very soon. If you are looking for me and any of my information, that's all going to be down below as well, underneath all the prompts, and any links that I have to the decks is going to be the links for my Etsy shop, how to book a reading with me, 3 fat readers, all that good stuff. It's all going to be down in the description box below, and we will see each other very soon. Mwah! I'm sending you all my love. Later, Gators.